Good evening. Good. I mean, I don't know what to call it. I guys, Landon and I decided, I don't know, probably a month ago, we're gonna maybe venture into the live reaction type shows, um, post base or basketball, maybe if Tennessee ever can get their crap together in that sport. But post basketball, just kind of get it going, and we didn't necessarily want to do them after some of these lesser games. We did that kind of hybrid one with the live show, so we've fiddled with it. I was on my deathbed Saturday, which would have been a great day to do it. Tonight seemed like a good night, around 4 or 5 o'clock when I texted Landon to see if he wanted to do it. I along with you all have regretted a lot of decisions I've made today and throughout my lifetime, in the last hour or so. But welcome in. It's exciting to do this. Go ahead and drop your. They probably won't be overreactions at all. I don't think I'll have any overreactions in the show. I think they'll all be just level-headed, zero emotion, straight to the point reactions. So let them fly. Landon, people, let's hear it. Just do it. Let it go.
God, I hated that. Jeez. I mean, I'd rather just get killed, honestly.
I don't know if I'll go. I don't know if I'll go that far, but
it would be a lot. It would be a lot better for my health. Like, I literally think basketball is going to kill me. Football, I'm okay if football kills me. Like, that's just, it is what it is. I have a week in between games where I can, kind of get back to health. But basketball being twice a week is awful.
That you said you'd rather be killed. I mean, I guess you it's not as stressful. It's hurtful. It's sad. It's depressing. I guess it's not as hard on the heart. So you're not wrong about that. They both suck, just in different but separate but equal ways.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, like, I can hold out for what, 13 games, 13, maybe more if we get into the playoff, which if we're playing more, that means I'm feeling a lot better anyway. But 13 games, I can make it for 13 games. But this Tennessee basketball team, I mean, we just beat Ole Miss by 26, and then Vegas knew. And we go.
I was going to say, I don't think you're overreacting. I don't want to use those words. I don't think you're overreacting. I do think we need to remember that this is league basketball, because I mean, I want to say SEC, and I think the SEC is in recent years and still, not that they're just super deep with a bunch of teams, but pretty much all the teams have the ability to beat up. It's college basketball. They have the ability to beat up on each other, and Mississippi State's a good basketball team. Don't mishear me when I add that caveat of the lesser teams, but SEC road games, especially midweek, are always weird. And when we started off just bad in every imaginable way, we couldn't get foul calls. We couldn't dribble. Vescovi was passing to no one in particular. Speaking of which, that one at the end when he threw to was it Tobe's ankles towards the end? What the was he doing?
I don't know, man. Why is Tolu Smith getting a foul call every time he touches the ball? He's a good player.
Is he the player of the year?
Any help?
Is he that good? Is he going to get all those foul calls? And why, in the history of other programs, do their best players get every foul call their way, offensively and defensively? But when Tennessee gets someone like Grant Williams, it's reversed. And I know what you're saying, Caleb. Grant Williams shot 42 free throws against Vanderbilt one year. Yeah, but he also played on 4 fouls for a lot of that game. So pump the brakes, which, to be fair, Tennessee can't get people out of games. How long did Tolu Smith play on 4 fouls? At that point, just run at him. I don't even want you to score points. Just run at him, and they have to call him for something eventually. Literally, just run at him at some point.
Yeah, make the official make a decision. I mean, offensively, Jordan Gainey is an issue.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's confidence, whatever. He's not hitting shots, so I don't understand why he's in the game.
I like him. I mean, he's got to shoot the opportunity he's getting. He's got to shoot. You can't have a guy on the court catch those passes and not shoot them.
Exactly. He's open,
Point.
but you got to hit him.
Why is he on the court? He doesn't provide a ton defensively, and he's not knocking down the shots offensively. I would feel completely different if he was a Jamal Meshack, great defender. Though Meshack just made some really dumb defensive mistakes tonight. Weird fouls. Just didn't feel like he was in front of guys, I guess is the way to say it.
Yeah.
And Matt, I mean, I don't know what happened to Santi. I'm going to pump. I mean, Adu didn't play great, but I mean, Tula Smith is very good, by the way. It's frustrating. I just don't understand how he gets every single foul.
Yeah, that's mind-boggling. But also, like, our bigs in the first half look so unathletic.
Yeah.
I mean, how does every big that we go against, now we've played some of the best bigs in the country, but every big has a move. Ours, they don't seem to have a move when their back is to the basket.
And maybe it's because the opponent's bigs can knock down shots, but I'm sick of it. It's getting back to black hole territory where it goes into our bigs and never comes out, and they don't have a move to beat people. Yeah. So why is it not coming back out?
I don't understand.
Also,
and you're not winning games when your vets are 1 for 4 and 1 for 8.
I was going to say
James, that's horrible.
I'm glad we are on the same pathway. I didn't want to completely go away from the paint, but Josiah is part of that. When I sat here and I was thinking as we watched this, I said, this is not indicative of what Tennessee is capable of in the future. And then I thought, well, it is, because one of the main reasons you're here is because your most veteran players are playing terrible on the road. And it's not young guys that are succeeding. It's Connect, who's older. It is his first year in the SEC. It's Zakai Ziegler, who's a seasoned vet at this point, but he's not had as much time as Vescovi or James. And those guys struggled in almost every. I'll give Josiah credit. He found ways to get some defensive rebounds, but that's it. They struggled everywhere else. And even then, but they still let Mississippi State make a point on the offensive boards, I think is the way to say that.
Yeah, how many did they have? They had 9.
They had 9, which isn't abysmal, but it just maybe it was one of those where maybe all 9 were just crucial, and so it felt like a lot more. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be able to find some offense somehow. I mean, Vescovi, like, he came out in the first half and didn't go back in until the second half.
The first half subs were weird, and I don't know if those frustrations, which
Gainey was in quick.
Yeah.
And of course, when Gainey's in because he's shooting.
And I feel bad for him because they're all open. He's not just chucking up
right
threes at this point, like he kind of was early on.
Yeah.
He's open. There were some that I said, if anyone complains about that, what do you want? The only answer is he shouldn't be in the game, which is, I can't argue it right now, but you can't be mad at him for physically shooting the ball.
Yeah, it just really sucks because, like, you got another good game for Zakai. Dalton Connect finally had his coming out party again, like he did against North Carolina, and we just had nothing else besides those two.
And I'm not, some of his quote unquote mistakes were really good plays. That getting that block after DJ Jeffries gets screened, that's tough. But man, he's one of those plays. It's like, it's hard to win ball games when guys are making plays like that, but you also just have to my only answer to that is be better. I don't know how you beat that. I don't know what you do differently. Be better.
Jeffries had so much confidence in this game because our bigs refused to do anything in the post in that first half. I mean, he had 5 steals. And I think one was on Connect, but a lot of those he was stripping Adu and Awaka when we were trying to get it into him, because that's probably should be a mismatch because DJ Jeffries is a thinner big, but we just let him take it from us.
Oh yeah.
So again, just a frustrating. I mean, down 13 at the half and come all the way back, and then just to kind of have a. I mean, Zakai did everything, but we go to press and they just have one guy just streaking down the court. That's frustrating. It just seems like Mississippi State did everything that you had to do to win this ball game. Like they needed a stop, they got one. They needed a foul, they got one.
And their mistakes they made, we didn't capitalize on. Vice versa, they did. And the 10-second violation, and Vescovi might have fouled him, so it might have kind of been 50-50 equal there. How that ended up, I don't know. It was a physical ball game. I'm not saying you could have called that or should have called that, but my God, that whistle getting blown there is the most annoying thing on planet Earth.
Yeah.
The mind-boggling thing there is I don't know how the rules are written. I know basketball rules can be weird. The fact that punishes the defense there is, if that's the rule, that's insane to me.
Yeah. And it ended up not mattering because we scored right after that. But
right.
it is a.
But I'd rather go down, quick transition, layup, turn around, and full court press. That's way better. No matter how you slice it, that's a win versus the points there.
Mm-hmm.
No time off the clock there. It's you get Mississippi State.
I mean, it ended up being a huge swing because that was the play right after that where they threw it, down court because the guy was driving.
Yeah.
And got it to Dalton Connect. He slammed it, and they threw it over the top. So, yeah, that was a huge swing in that game. Just didn't make enough shots down the you're down too much at the first half. That's the bottom line. You played horrible in the first half and couldn't make up for it in the second.
That first half was comical. It had to, and I do feel for Tennessee a little bit. Other than Zakai, everyone had to feel like they were in one of those silent movies where you're stumbling or a scene in a movie where the dun 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 dun, where everything's fast, you're slipping, you're falling, you're tripping, nothing goes right. It felt like they could do nothing right. Part of it is Tennessee looked incredibly unathletic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what happened in that first half, but it was borderline comical.
Yeah.
And it had to be incredibly frustrating. And I credit the way Tennessee fought in the second half. I very much credit that. But going back into what should you expect from Tennessee down the road, until Josiah Jordan James and Santiago Vescovi, your most veteran players, the guys you're going to look to in critical situations, until they can not have these nights, I don't know if you're going to see a different team. And I'm not a guy that's like, let's wait to see what Rick Barnes does in March. Mm-hmm. But when you're looking and you're identifying the key things in teams looking to make deep runs, that can't be something that is on their shoulders. That just can't be it.
Yeah. And we talked to Mike Wilson on the last episode, and I asked him, like, what is Tennessee's biggest weakness down the road that they could see? And he was like, I still think it's a quality big man. And we saw that tonight with Tolu Smith. A quality big man gives Tennessee fits if they're in foul trouble. And they're in foul trouble tonight, and they don't have enough depth, enough quality depth to – I mean, they didn't play Estrella or Cade Phillips at all in this game. Yeah. I don't know why. Tolu Smith probably bullies them too, but
maybe get us a couple free fouls. Like the fouls are going to get called anyways. Maybe just get them in and let them get them.
Yeah, because I think Adu down the stretch, that would have been huge for Tennessee to have him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not sure why you don't see him. I mean, I think, which again, they wanted to get Vescovi out of the game at points and Justin Gainey. It's like, I would have rather seen Vescovi stay in and let Cade Phillips go earn 2 hard fouls or something, rather than Justin Gainey missing a couple threes. And I don't know. I'm not on this I hate Justin Gainey daddy ball train. But I think I would have rather. I'm with you. I would have rather seen that tonight. I don't think you can be on that train, by the way, if you like Stephen Pearl. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah. Another big thing in this game, Tennessee got 4 points from their bench. They're going to have more from their bench. And Dalton Connect and Zakai had 54 of the 72 points. I
Which I
think
don't
Mississippi
think
State's
is
bench got 33 points by themselves.
yeah.
So
I don't think Dalton Connecting's the guy having that portion of your points is a bad thing. I think that's what it's going to be down the stretch in games and tournament games. But you'd still maybe like to see
everybody
that
else
out
can't be that
a bit
bad.
more. Yeah. Just a little bit more, you know. You can't it can't be only looking to them. They're going to be the ones that have the green light all the time. They're going to be the ones that just because of nature of their position and who they are as players looking to shoot. So that's not going to be a shocking stat line. But yeah, it can't be everyone else and not another player in double digits tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the defense travels, and I thought we played good defensively, except like at the end of like the shot clock, we just gave up those little baskets, or they'd get a foul called like right at the last second.
I
So
thought our double team choices were weird tonight too, especially towards the end. And then I thought we were giving up weird stuff in the double team. We would reach early, something that we would give them the lane, or we would give them an angle that just killed our whatever attempt at a double team we had. I thought it was just weird. It was always, or not always, but typically late in the shot clock, we'd play help defense. It was just, there were strange things happening that I didn't think normally happened with Tennessee's help defense, especially.
I mean, right there at the end, Josiah gives up that. I think Tolu Smith went up, came off the rim. They get offensive rebound, put it right back up with a minute, or not a minute, 0.2 seconds left, and it's just brutal. It just felt like Tennessee was just a little bit too late in every aspect in this basketball game.
Yeah. Also, just comment real quick on the very end of the game. If that game's in Thompson-Boling Arena, roles are reversed. Somehow, some way, Tennessee gets a technical foul for hanging on the rim, fans on the court, what have you. They add 0.45 seconds on the clock, whatever. Shoot 2 free throws, get the ball back, and Mississippi State wins that game on a 3. I just want everyone to be aware of how that game ends in Thompson if roles are reversed.
But yeah, I love in this game how they were talking about, Rick Barnes has really applauded officials, SEC officiating this season. And
Has
I was
he?
like,
He seems angry this year at officiating.
Yeah. Well, that's what they said, like before the game or a little bit at the beginning of it, and then we get that fiasco, and I'm just like, of course. I bet he's not tonight.
Not a chance. I mean, I think he told whichever official called that 10-second violation. I think he said you can never call that there. I'm not sure how you could think that. That's a good insult to give to a ref. I'm not sure how you could think that. That's one of my favorites to give. There's nothing in the game and the rules that you thought you should have called that, yet you did. Mm-hmm. You pulled that one out of absolutely nowhere, ma'am or sir.
Sir.
Referee.
Yeah, just tough loss. And again, it's going to happen in SEC play.
I think this week was a perfect encapsulation of SEC basketball. You flatten Ole Miss, who's everyone knows is probably not as talented as most of the better SEC teams, but they're earmarking them. The last undefeated team in the nation. Chris Beard has them rolling. Blah blah. Hey, watch this team. Watch this team. They come into Thompson-Boling Arena first game in league play and get, what's a good word for what they got? Because I was in and out. I was under the influence of NyQuil for the most part that evening. It was a very hazy watch. So what is a word you would just use to describe what happened to them in Thompson?
Just like the worst. I don't know, like a
is demoralized strong enough?
I was gonna say just like rear naked choke until like
Yeah.
eyeballs pop out of the head.
Stone cold.
Yeah.
Stone cowed. Yeah, it was an undressing.
Yeah. We
Probably the most embarrassing night of Chris Beard's life. That is including being hauled off for domestic violence. Does include that night. Then Tennessee goes and gets absolutely punched in the mouth by a Mississippi team that has not been talked about as much as their rival, just at the nature of not as much of a headline start as the other Mississippi team.
Yeah. And I think this, with all of college basketball, if you're betting, pick the home team. Pick the home team.
Midweek. Be careful on weekend games.
Yeah.
Those are different.
Yeah.
It's the midweek though. Always take the home team.
Yeah. And this is a bad week to be in the top 5. Purdue lost, Houston lost, Kansas lost tonight, and now Tennessee has lost. I don't know what UConn's at. I think they were up at one point against Xavier, but yeah, just not a good week to be in the top 5, because this would be a perfect opportunity. The 3 teams in front of you lose, you're at least ranked number 2.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. And you talk about home teams. Florida, who played really good this weekend, had Kentucky there on the ropes. That was a home game, though, I believe.
That was, yeah, you're right.
They're now trailing 6, though, to Ole Miss.
I mean, this Mississippi State team lost to South Carolina. South Carolina was at home. And then South Carolina got absolutely embarrassed last night at Alabama. So yeah, it's drunk. Like you said, the weeknights are just something weird happens. Something weird.
The weeknights. I don't know if class runs a little late or something. I don't know, man. Don't like it, but it does make SEC basketball fun. I think it is nice to walk away from those games and just like you remember, hey, the best teams in the country are going to have some ugly Tuesday and Wednesday night games. It's just how it goes. Unless they're just exceptional. I'll give credit to Tennessee. You bounce back from an actual a complete gutting in the first half. I mean, I thought we were getting humped in the hump, and there was nothing we could do about it. And they did bounce back. I'm not pleased with how the game ended. Not pleased with how it started. Not pleased with what happened in the middle. But I'll give them the credit that they did not get completely undressed.
For the humping.
Whatever. Yeah. They got humped with their clothes on. Credit to Tennessee tonight. Yeah. No credit. I don't even want to say credit to Tennessee. That's so dumb. I'm so mad. But I do got to keep college basketball in perspective for everything you just said. It's absolutely drunk and unhinged.
Yeah. Yeah, tough loss. You move on. Who's after this? I don't even know.
This is after this. Sorry, I had Mississippi State schedule pulled up. It is Saturday. Georgia? That doesn't sound right.
That does sound right.
That does sound right?
Yeah, it is Georgia. At Georgia.
I knew that. And then you get Florida. Yeah. Hey, just real quick before, because it sounds like we're wrapping this up. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I got something real quick. Hold on one second.
God, look at those Zen cans he has. Just stacked up. I think this is going to be about Saban. We'll see.
I would like to congratulate our neighbors to the south on their retiring 95-year-old, I guess, Nicholas Saban. Smoke him if you got him. That's a win in my book. Be ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Hate it for you.
I wouldn't want to come back to Neyland either, brother. My Dixieland light.
Tennessee Saturday night, baby. That would only make it better if it was on Saturday. He did it.
God.
Okay. I did love how he didn't really screw these recruits because they can get out, but he did sign a full recruiting class and then announce his retirement.
He did kind of have to, right? Like you can't.
Yeah, you got to at least try to get those guys, but even though they can get it, they lost a 5-star earlier. And we'll talk about this on 5-star out of it. So I'm happy.
We'll talk about this on the full show tomorrow on what I think he should have done and what he maybe didn't do now that we know what we know.
Yeah.
I will say I think Nick Saban's a great coach, one of the best in college football to do it. The college the landscape of college football is changing with him out of it. And take away from the greats like Kirby, what Michigan did this year, what Washington's building, what Steve Sarkisian's done at Texas so far has been impressive. Doesn't take away from them, but the landscape does change. I don't remember a coach of this caliber retiring in our lifetime, our adult lifetime. Do you?
No.
So this is interesting. It is weird how we are acting like he died, and that it's Paul Feinbaum is like, it's shocking. I mean, how would we ever know? Paul, he's 79. He's old.
Did he forget Harbaugh died earlier this year?
He got 4 times. But I don't know. Like it's crazy. It's wild. We shouldn't have been blindsided by this one.
Yeah, he's 72.
He's old.
Yeah.
I get it. We have United States senators that could be his grandparent. It's weird, but he's old.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Yeah, tonight wasn't all bad. Tennessee does take the loss to Mississippi State, but we did get some silver lining that Nick Saban is no longer the head coach at Alabama. So
was it today that Tony Vitello posted a picture of Bryce Harper?
He did.
Or was that yesterday?
I don't know. Maybe it was yesterday.
It was one of those days.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. And they're just guys being dudes, just on horses. That's it.
Yeah. Such a Kodak moment.
They're the Tetons, not the Kodak.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know where they were at. It looks like it says Tetons. I don't know. In the
I think
background.
Yeah, I think it did.
Okay. Kodak is also a mountain, by the way, guys.
And a rapper.
True.
All right, guys. Thank y'all. It's getting late. So things are about to get really weird. So thank you for listening. I don't know how we want to end this. Do we just want to end this like a regular show?
Sure. I mean, it's up to you, man. Yeah, I do the intro. You do outro. You know how to
All right.
Don't put it on me.
Thank y'all. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.